Medyo nakakakulo ng dugo kapag marinig ho ninyo na we are the health advocates here are accomplices to the criminals and smugglers ng bansa. Hindi ko po ho matatanggap yon. Number one, paano ho kami magiging accomplices to the criminals? Kami nga po ang nagbibigay ng buhay sa mga kababayan natin.
Dr. Limpin?
Yes, thank you po. Medyo I would like to be quite honest to everyone here. Medyo nakakakulo ng dugo kapag marinig ho ninyo na we are the health advocates here are accomplices to the criminals and smugglers ng bansa. Hindi ko po ho matatanggap yon. Number one, paano ho kami magiging accomplices to the criminals? Kami nga po ang nagbibigay ng buhay sa mga kababayan natin. At kami rin po ay naririto para pigilan na magkasakit at mamatay ang mga Pilipino. So paano ho mangyayari na ganon? And it is very clear the ones who are saying that are actually coming from those who are peddling products that are causing death and diseases to our countrymen. So napakahirap naman siguro ang maisasabi ko lang dyan, baka kailangan ibalik ninyo ang statement na yan sa sarili ninyo. Kasi hindi po kami ang pumapatay sa mga Pilipino. Iyon pong mga produkto na binibenta ko katulad ng mga sigarilyo at ng mga vape products na yan ang siyang nagiging dahilan kung bakit nagkakasakit at namamatay ang mga kapwa nating Pilipino. We have to be clear about that. We are not also accomplices to smuggling in the country. Pinasabi ninyo dahil sa pagtaas ng buwis, yan ang driver for smuggling. But hindi ko sa mga ibang bansa napakita na ang pagbaba ng presyo dahil natakot po sila sa smuggling like in Canada, this actually led to more people being driven to continued smoking, and it did not also the decrease in the price did not lead to a reduction in smuggling. Therefore, ang sinasabi ho namin talaga dito, hindi ho yung presyo ng sigarilyo dahilan kung bakit nagkakaroon tayo ng smuggling. Ang dahilan kung bakit tayo nagkakaroon ng malaking problema sa smuggling is because of poor administration. Restriction, regulation ng ating mga produkto. Yan ay napakita na sa iba't ibang bansa. And therefore, we just need to be able to impose stricter regulations and tax administration pagdating ho sa tobacco and vape products. Hindi rin po yung pagtaas ng sigarilyo ang dahilan kung bakit dumadami ang hindi po yung smuggling lang ng mga illicit vapes ang dahilan kung bakit dumadami ang gumagamit ng vape sa mga kabataan natin. Let us admit what is real in the country. Hindi naman dahil sa smuggling lang marami po akong mga pasyente na nagbe-vape. Ano ang ginagamit? Ang RELX ba ay legitimate industry? Sila ho ba ay legitimate company? Di ho ba? They are legitimate company. At marami sa mga pasyente na dumadating sa mga clinic namin, RELX ang ginagamit. Ang heated tobacco products like IQOS, ito ho ba ay legitimate, coming from a legitimate company? Yes. Di ba? Unless ang PMFTC, andyan ho si Miserse, unless sabihin nila na marami silang ini-smuggle na mga IQOS, then probably there is a problem really. I do not know, no? Hindi ninyo pwedeng basta-basta kasi sa dami ng smuggling kaya dumadami ang mga tao na nagve-vape. It is really because of the nicotine addiction. Yung isa ho nating speaker, tinanong, can we stop nicotine addiction? I say, as a doctor, yes. And the means to stop the addiction is to stop using it. No, hindi ang alternative natin gumamit ng vape. Because it is not also true na gagamit tayo ng isang alternative that will also cause harm. Paano namin ibigay na alternative ang isang produkto na alam namin meron hong chemical na nagkakos ng cancer, meron hong mga chemical na nagkakos ng chronic obstructive lung diseases, meron hong mga chemical na magkakos ng pagbabara ng daluyan ng dugo sa puso. How can anyone who knows science and who knows medicine be able to recommend a product that we will know will end up healing a person? Yan ho ang sinasabi naming precautionary principle. Makikita ho ninyo, I am very emotional because I am hearing lies from people who doesn't know what science is all about. And yung sinasabi nilang Public Health England saying 95% less harmful, alam ho ba ninyo kung sino-sino ang gumawa ng consensus na yun? There were only 12 people who made that consensus. And guess what? 2 of the 12 came from tobacco and vaping organizations. So paano ho ninyo sasabihin sa amin na yung statement na ginawa ng Public Health England has no element of conflict of interest? And since there is definitely an element of conflict of interest, then we accept the statement that it is 95 less harmful. And when they were asked, these people, in the ones who made that consensus, when they were asked, where did they get that 95% less harmful? They could not even present any evidence. Therefore, that 95% less harmful na statement is not true. And we know that for a fact it is not true because we have seen people who got sick. We have seen people who died from the use of these electronic cigarettes. So, Your Honor, I am very, very emotional about this because I, as a health person, will not stand will not stand to let this life just go unrebutted. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Limpin, for that very passionate comments. We'll call on, I think Mr. Dulay was raising his hands. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just on the comment on the intention of RA 11900 on the issue of flavors. In January 19, 2022, in the BICAM conference tackling the vape bill, the chairman of the BICAM committee was asked specifically the question if flavors are allowed. And if only the flavor descriptors are not allowed. And the chairman of the committee answered in the affirmative. Flavor is allowed, but you cannot put flavor descriptors that are nakakaakit sa mga minor de edad. Lastly, dun po sa ad valorem tax on devices na nakita natin kanina. Ang devices po, tinatax na po ng VAT yan. So, pag dinagdagan po natin ng tax yan, parang double taxation na. Hindi naman po siya talagang parang essential, no? Na i-tax kasi yung consumable naman parati ang tinatax. Sa sigarilyo po, if you compare it with cigarettes, ang sigarilyo lang naman po ang tinatax, hindi po yung lighter or kung ano man yung ginagamit, yung posporo, hindi naman yung tinataxan. Same taxes lang po din, baka VAT lang din sila. We fully support taxes on consumable products. Yun lang po naman, Your Honor.
Mr. Oplas first and then si Mr. Principe.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. 3 points, Mr. Chair. First, yung sinabi ni Dr. Danson na katawa tayo Laffer curve. I think it's economic ignorance to say that, no? The Laffer curve was developed by Arthur Laffer sometime in 1980s, okay? The US income tax at that time was about 50-60%, and Reagan wanted to cut it. And Arthur Laffer was, I think, the chairman of the Council of Economic Advisors, and said that if you do that, 50% is not optimizing revenues for the government. So that's why Reagan brought it down to 35%, and US revenues have generally increased, no? So the Laffer curve is also an explanation why there is no income country in the world, even social economy, which have 100% income tax. Because after some time, if you impose an income tax of 80%, people will stop working. Okay? Ba't ka magkatrabaho? Kukunin na lahat ng gobyerno, papakainin ka lang naman, di ba? So, the Laffer curve, the main application Laffer curve is income tax. Secondary na lang application. So, it is ignorance, economic ignorance to say this katawa-tawa. Point number 1. Point number 2, Dr. Limpin, I'm sorry that I triggered you, but I'm sorry. Sa akin ang galingan. But if you read carefully, I said unintentional, not intentional, okay? Unintentional. No, it's not the same. It's not the same. And third, I think that we are going to a society na yung maraming bawal. Lang lockdown, you know, lockdown, dictatorship was at negative 9.5% contraction. It was the worst contraction in the whole of Asia, and it was the worst Philippine economic contraction since World War II. And a lot of the dictatorship and lockdown was triggered by medical tyranny. Okay? Bawal umalis ng walang mask, bawal walang vaccination card, bawal walang... Ang daming bawal. Sabi nga ng Eraserhead, ang daming bawal sa mundo, sinasakan nila tayo. Pati dito, bawal, maraming bawal. I think that in a free society, in an unfree society, everything is not allowed unless government tolerates it. No, in a free society, everything is allowed except for a few exceptional. No, bawal pumatay, bawal mag-rape. Kunti lang yung bawal. Ngayon dumadami yung bawal eh. So I think that kung kasi sabi ko kay Dr. dito kung ang issue dito karamihan hindi ways and means eh. Dapat hindi taxation ng argument ninyo. Zero dapat. Zero. You're not talking about whether the tax rate is 30 pesos or 50 pesos. It should be zero smoking, zero vaping. Dapat ganoon ang argument ninyo. And I think that this committee is not for your concern. It should be a committee on health, not ways and means, because ways and means are talking about money. Billions, no? It's not about bawal. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Principe? Right? Tama ba?
Sir, I would just like to comment on the effect of taxation for e-cigarettes. I think it would be unfair to put it in the same basket as cigarettes in terms of taxation for vapes. Simply because the barrier of entry would be is higher in vapes rather than cigarettes. Because if in the Philippines, a lot of the consumers for cigarettes based on tingi sila eh. So nakakabili sila ng hindi ko alam kung magkano na ang isang piraso ng stick ngayon. In comparison with vapes, wala po kaming tingi. Meaning you have to buy the whole system, which is an all-in-one system. na na kumbaga the barrier of entry is very very high at this point already. The barrier of entry is high, and if we make it ultra high for people, it's tantamount to saying that it's de facto banned, na wag na kayong, kumbaga, hindi na sila makakagamit ng vape talaga. And another thing that I would like to comment on is the advertisement. Since the start of the regulation, which is RA 11900, a lot of the legitimate, well, even before, as a core member of Philippine E-Cigarette Association, we do not promote vaping as something that is shown kanina sa mga sinasabi nila na ina-advertise namin. A lot of the content in the internet, especially in social media, are user-generated. So the people who are using it are, kumbaga, they find it cool and they post it on their social media, but that's not perpetuated, or that's not sponsored by the vape companies. It's not like us telling them, uy, gawa ka ng video. It's not like that. At the start, siguro noon, when back in 2013, I would admit yes, because it was a small community back then, na it's more of parang, oh, cool mag-vape, ganyan. Pero nung dumating na sa point na there were companies that are responsible and there was PCIA, we took it upon ourselves na we don't promote to kids, and we will never promote to kids. And a lot of the products that we are selling does not, the slides that were shown earlier does not even remotely look like what we are selling right now, because we adhere to the standards of the DTI. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for that.